folks, if you don't mind, the players head to your lines in 1 minute.
I need a minute and a half.
Martin just needs 30 seconds.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I think it's when you call the captains, Tom. When you call captains, that's when I'm going to start coming, okay? So maybe you call the captains.
Well, usually we have 10 minutes after we
Oh, okay. Normally. Yes, keep going.
All right, for our first semifinal, women's semifinal. For our St. Pete team, we have Aurora Davis, we have Ashley Pater, Kennedy Coakley, and Lydia Smith. For our Dallas team, we have Wernentin-Robinson, Meg Klavitter, Batenhorst, Sundara and Riley Marshall.
Thank you, Martin.
Y'all don't forget to send out the stream CvC 4v4 out on YouTube, and we are live right now.
All right, ladies, here we go. I got you. I got you.
And we're on that mic.
Check. There it is. Now we're on the right mic. And we are coming to you live here from Humble Civic Center for the semifinals, St. Pete versus Dallas. 1 point lead right now for St. Pete as we get back into the action. This is day number 3 of 4v4 action. These athletes are feeling it, and we'll see who is ready to go right out the gates here today. Service from Davis. Batenhorst goes deep into the corner. Opportunity for Smith. Batenhorst dug. Blocked back and recycled. Another opportunity for Batenhorst. Rolls deep, picked up by Davis. Lydia Smith puts that one away. A lot of good soft touches there, waiting for the opportunity. Lydia Smith getting the job done there for St. Pete. Davis to serve once again with a 3-1 lead for St. Pete.
Great swing by Kat into the angle, dig.
Off the net, an opportunity for Wernentin-Robinson. Coakley with a big swing into the sharp angle. There was a full commit block there from Batenhorst to take angle away, and there was still more angle to be found. Impressive swing from Coakley, but if you watched yesterday's match, no surprises there. She has a very live arm. Davis to continue her run from the service line.
Kat off the block.
Yeah, good swing there by Wernentin-Robinson, using the right hand.
Based on their game yesterday, what do you think are keys for the St. Pete team today?
Well, St. Pete yesterday, they won in 3 sets over Houston. They lost 20-22 in the first set, and then a clean 21-13 and 15-12. I think they really started to figure it out, but we did see Lydia Smith was a serving target, and that kind of threw them for a loop in set number 1. They made some solid adjustments, bringing Pater back into the serve-receive line alongside Davis and Coakley, and I think that kind of smoothed everything out. They've got her back in today, maybe a little bit of jitters yesterday. So I think St. Pete's got a lot of tools that they're able to kind of plug and play here. Even though they were the 7th overall seed of 8 coming into quarterfinals, I don't think that was an accurate representation of just how good this team was. So I think they're going to do just fine here today. Dallas, we saw a lot of weapons for as well. 2 very similarly built teams. Not a lot of offense going to be run out of the middle for either of them. 2 big pins. So this is going to be a pretty similar matchup on both sides. Just going to see who can get the hot hand. Lydia Smith to serve. Good pass and an opportunity for Batenhorst. Cuts it short down the line. No luck for Davis.
2 big early runs for both teams. I'm interested to see how the big offensive pushes work in both teams' favor.
Yeah, it's pretty rare to see that many real points being kind of held on to and getting big runs, but right now both teams able to do so. A little bit of chaos in the net. Wernentin-Robinson roll shots over, opportunity for Smith. She leaves that one short, coming inside to the court. And just like that, tied up. It was, we'll see if they're letting 3 and 4 point runs go on each side. This is gonna get very, very interesting. Who can get their stops? Straight up into the middle. Davis, just as I said, no real middle attacks. Little cheeky roll shot, finds a hole.
They embraced the challenge, ran the next one out of the middle. I respect that.
Yep. Kennedy Coakley to serve. Targeting Batenhorst, out of system. Safe roll shots keep it live. Pater goes outside to Coakley. Coakley swung and dug by Klavitter. Another opportunity for St. Pete. Lydia Smith bringing the hammer. Man, she's got some huge swings with that big left arm.
I'm interested to see how St. Pete adjusts. It seems like they've had a lot more success early going from this right side into the angle. They start dispersing their sets.
Yeah, something definitely we'll want to keep track of. A lot of angle swings in general. Picked up by Klavitter. Dug by Pater. And another opportunity for Smith. I don't know that that one went. Yeah, left just a bit short.
A great eye by Nick England over here on the mic. I love that for us. Cancel that optometry appointment.
Yeah, it was. There was a couple yesterday that we'll just chalk up to a long day. Good take short there by Davis. Coakley pokes into the corner. Batenhorst sends that one long. And that's going to be a side switch here. We hit 14. St. Pete leading 8-6. If you're just joining us, I'm Nick England, joined by Michael Klinsman. We have 8 matches under our belt from yesterday. We got 6 more great ones coming to you. 4 semifinals, 2 finals to wrap it off this 3-day tournament here in Humble, Texas. It's been a blast. Shout out to City vs. City for putting this all on. We've had a ton of fun, but not as fun as that ace from Pater. 6-9 now. St. Pete in the lead by 3. The runs seem to continue.
You have to play the ball in your playing space, and you can't follow through. But when it doesn't matter.
I was looking down. Give me some insight, Michael. What was being discussed here at the net?
It looks like he was clarifying the rule as to whenever the ball crosses the plane, whether you have to play it or not.
Whistle blows. Shoulder. That was some shoulder contact there from Riley Marshall in the net, it looks like. Tight pass. Runs that risk.
I'm interested to see how many of these errors are like morning errors. We're getting warmed up here in this first set.
Unfortunately, in semifinals, you don't really have that luxury. So, I mean, your point is great, but you got to work these out quick. Coakley splits the uprights there on Batenhorst. And that's going to be a timeout from Dallas. They've been doubled up in the score, 12-6. Little bit of some trouble. I mean, you know this Dallas team far better than I do. What are you seeing? What are the adjustments that they've got kind of in the pocket to make?
It looks like we've invested in a couple like diving into the line blocks. I'd say our probably first adjustment is to really seal off that angle, keep Coakley like a little bit more uncomfortable with that 4-4, that hard angle swing. If we can seal that off, then that might shave off a couple of like potential future points that we can fill with our own like run ourselves. And then serving a little bit more aggressive corner to corner. We saw a lot of success from the right, our right corner, camera side into the deep left corner.
So a little one-to-one action.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think you bring up a great point on the angle swings. Lydia Smith being a lefty, and Coakley definitely favors. We saw plenty of shots yesterday, but angle, I mean, she just brings so much power that bringing those blocks in, take a little more court away, I think I might be able to slow those swings down a little bit, but right now it kind of feels like St. Pete's having a field day on the net.
Yeah.
I mean, we did mention it, having a serving strategy. You know, yesterday, if Dallas was paying attention to that match that St. Pete played against Houston, Houston was really dialed in on targeting Lydia Smith. Maybe that's something. I don't know what her standard is for passing, but right now the serve and pass game is absolutely going to the side of St. Pete. That's an ace for Pater. Good pass by Klavitter there. An option on two. Riley Marshall finding a little back dink. And that's going to be our technical timeout as we hit. Nope, not 21 yet. We were a little ahead there on that score. Technical timeout comes at 21 total points, 7-13 here. Dallas scoring.
There's that service pressure, the 1-to-1.
Good block touch, slowed down. Punched over, opportunity here for St. Pete. Coakley goes high line, gets the line bounce. What a beautiful line over right there. And that will take us to the technical timeout. Well, we had some quick adjustments, you know, we wanted to see from Dallas. We saw the blocking bring in a little bit, get some slowdowns, started targeting Smith in serve receive, but still, when you're down by 6 to 8 points at a time, a lot of ground to pick up. So we'll see if they're able to kind of keep making adjustments, creating advantages through those adjustments. And if you're St. Pete, wins in the sails, you're feeling good, just keep doing what you're doing.
Focusing on the crisp high fives as you go into the timeout.
Exactly. Vibes high, keep it all just easy going and, you know, steady as she goes right now for them. Just a quick recap. Yesterday, this Dallas team seeded second overall, took down Austin 21-11 and then 21-8. Pretty quick, authoritative win there in a battle for two of the Texas teams. And St. Pete seeded seventh overall, took down Houston, like I said, in a 3-set nail-biter. Lost 20-22 in the first set, then won 21-13 and 15-12. So St. Pete looking like a little bit of a dark horse. If they take this win, they'll go into the finals as the 7th of 8 seeds. So definitely just goes to show everybody can, you know, get their licks in, make a name for themselves here. Technical timeout comes to an end, and Aurora Davis to serve for St. Pete. Targeting Batenhorst, and that's going to be an ace. We are definitely seeing St. Pete continue to win the serve and pass game right now against Dallas. Davis again goes short. Wernentin-Robinson gets a good swing, gets St. Pete a little out of system, but out of system is no problem for Lydia Smith. She already takes great rips of the ball, but being a lefty on the right side of the court gives her so much vision to open up to those out-of-system sets. Really an advantageous tool in the bag for St. Pete. Davis with another great rip. Batenhorst recycles off the block, but then takes it with open hands, and that's going to be called for a double. Not a driven ball off the block. Kind of tricky since it came right back at her. Tough to make that reaction, but that's now a 10-point lead on the side of St. Pete. And now we're attacking the seam. Aurora Davis having a field day from the back line.
She's doing such a good job of her timing into this serve, making great contact right in the middle of the ball. It's breaking with this mid-court wind. It's a great serve.
Good pass there by Klavitter. Batenhorst goes for the deep corner, and there it is. She finds it, a much-needed side out for the side of Dallas. Wernentin-Robinson to serve. Goes after Davis. And a big swing from Coakley. That one's going to be sent out of bounds off the defensive platform of Dallas. Wow, hard-driven ball there from the outside. Wernentin-Robinson getting it done. Consistency is key. That is definitely something that Dallas has got to get locked in as soon as possible. You said, you know, how long does it take teams to get warm up? And I would argue that while St. Pete maybe not looking overly flashy at the moment, they're playing just steady and consistent. All pressure on Dallas to kind of get the morning mojo moving over here. Good roll over the top from Coakley. Just continuing to put pressure on Dallas to find their way into this match. 20-9, set 1 point already on the board.
Credit to her vision as well on offense. She's shown almost every shot, the high line, the sharp angle. Really well done.
Batenhorst catches the back line there. Marshall goes for the over on 2.
Ten serving 20. Riley Marshall back to serve.
Float goes short. Coakley's the only option. Rolls it, punched and kept alive. Wernentin-Robinson now on the outside. And that one's going to go off of platform of Davis. She wants that one back for sure, but good move by Wernentin-Robinson on the left. Marshall wanting to hold on to this serve as long as possible, give Dallas a little bit of momentum going into set 2. Lydia Smith putting that one to bed early, though. Goes high, deep off the platform of Marshall, and that's going to be set number 1, 21-11. Big win for St. Pete. We're going to take a quick breather. We'll be right back for set number 2. Set 2 about to get underway. We do want to say a big thank you to all the sponsors that have made City vs. City possible here this weekend. Thank you to Waste Connections, Liberty Materials, Mikasa Volleyball, Jump Serve, Volleyball USA, and Sanderac for providing all the sand on the court. Putting on a production like this is no simple task, but all the sponsors made that possible, and now we get to reap the reward. We are back underway. Set number 2, Marshall to serve. Pater to Coakley. Coakley going that high line and misses that one long. That's one of those things when she swings angle, she gets those additional 2 to 3 feet in the court. Going line, good adjustment on the block. Reap the reward right off the bat for Dallas. Marshall to serve once again.
Great short serve.
Yeah, working Pater there. Smith pokes deep. Batenhorst peels for the ball. And Wernentin-Robinson scores. Dallas working together very nicely. Great serve by Riley Marshall. Going short, getting everyone moving a little bit more out of system there. Aurora Davis has been passing a lot of balls, and that's what she's there for. So get her moving around, target the pins, make them work a little more. But Coakley swings off the block of Batenhorst to get the side out for St. Pete. Pater targeting Batenhorst. Little out of system scramble here. Recycled off the block. Batenhorst, Wernentin-Robinson off the outside hand of Smith. That's a heads-up play from Caitlin. Only really one option there given the first pass when that came to her. So it was a good recycle. Give herself another chance for a better swing.
Great hand set to the outside. Nice up, Meg.
Lots of pokes here. The defense prevails on the side of Dallas. Davis not quite able to get to that one.
Coakley set up a good block too, just a better adjustment with the backhand.
Yeah, Batenhorst had a really good adjustment there. Nice pass by Smith. Coakley going high off the block. We are seeing a continued and consistent adjustment by Batenhorst on the block. I like to see it. She's getting a lot more block touches, slowing Coakley down. See if they can start getting some positive touches on those, turn them around. Klavitter causing a bit of a scramble there. Klavitter, apologies. That one goes in the middle back, good swing. Coakley definitely starting to adjust, where she's attacking right now. That angle has been taken away by Batenhorst, so she's got to recalibrate her arm, really attacking that line angle swing. So no problem obviously for her, but it's the first time we've really seen this many swings in a row from her going that direction on the court.
I agree.
Batenhorst is the option. Big swing, but dug easy. Option on 2. Great off speed there by Coakley. But a huge dig by Pater in the back right to make that happen. She absolutely scooped that ball.
Aurora generating fire for St. Pete. That was much needed.
Yeah,
too.
Her service pressure and service runs has been incredible so far. Quick move. St. Pete finds all 3 touches in a quick bang, bang, bang sequence there, but a nice point for Dallas all the same off of Batenhorst on the right.
I love our camera angle here because you can really see the excellence of Aurora Davis's serve. It's really breaking late over the net.
Back set, Smith off the right inside arm of Wernentin-Robinson. Klavitter with a good pass. Wernentin-Robinson unloads too much heat for Davis to handle. Dallas still maintaining a 1-point lead here at 6-5.
A great adjustment by Kat to go thumb down in the angle whenever she struck ball. Obviously the supination of the palm to the outside. That's a brilliant play.
Option on 2. Dallas with an opportunity. Batenhorst shut down by Coakley. Coakley gets a great seal on that with her left hand. Supination. There's a good SAT word for the day. If you got your coffee watching this Sunday morning battle here between St. Pete and Dallas, you can thank Michael for that one. If you don't know what it means, grab a dictionary. Little early morning read. Short serve causing the scramble. Big swing, bigger block right now, pin to pin. Coakley and Smith get back-to-back blocks respectively. And a much needed point for St. Pete, giving them the first lead of the set.
St. Pete doing a great job in that late blocking moves, lining up like square to hitter and then making a late dive has really worked out well for them.
Klavitter gets caught a little high. Batenhorst keeps this one alive. Coakley swings down the line, but dug by Marshall. Wernentin-Robinson is finding her way right now, doing a great job with a lot of power. Good variation on her angle attack right now. That one just under the left arm of the block of Smith. Very, very good look for her, and Dallas can really start to kind of latch onto that offensive effort. We've talked about it time and time again all weekend long on the men's side, on the women's side. One offensive kind of pony. The team can just, hook the card up, take it for a ride, let them go there. And Wernentin-Robinson right now might be that answer for Dallas. Davis goes to Coakley. Coakley goes to the line, finds a pocket. No chance for Marshall on that one. There is a very clear concerted effort that they do not want to see Coakley swinging into the angle anymore. Straight up for Batenhorst. Tips into the block. Wernentin-Robinson cannot handle the deflection. And once again, we're seeing St. Pete very sound at the net. Good deep serve there by Pater. Batenhorst is the option, and she goes OT on the block. Attacking middle back. No defenders home there. Klavitter serving at a 1-point deficit for Dallas. Coakley goes angle now, misses that one wide. Again, credit to Batenhorst. She's really making Coakley use a lot of swings that no one was able to take away from her yesterday. So forcing the adjustments. Klavitter not leaving Smith alone in serve receive. Good deflection at the net by Wernentin-Robinson, but it goes down for Smith.
Coakley, arguably the most proficient hitter of the entire tournament yesterday. The way she was siding out, really impressive work by her yesterday and today.
Could not agree more, and that's why I love to see the adjustment from Batenhorst, from the whole Dallas team, seeing if they can slow her down. Because now we're seeing 2 times in a row Batenhorst going back to the line after leaving it for 5-6 swings, now starting to take it away. Obviously, though, now you see the proficiency of Coakley, taking advantage of that one-on-one hitter's advantage off the right hand of Batenhorst. Davis with an uncharacteristic miss. I think she's responsible for probably 30% of the serves in this match so far. So she can afford that one miss, but that's going to be our technical timeout. 11-10. This one's a lot more of a nail biter. Excited to see it stay close. We're going to take a breather. We'll be right back in 1 minute. Lydia Smith wasting absolutely no time, just bringing the cannon back. I think that's one of the scary things too. She was getting her points in set one, a couple times found the net. That has not been an issue here in set two, so if she's able to keep that rolling, St. Pete, they've got some more power to go into, and Coakley not slowing down here either. Good pass by Wernentin-Robinson. Batenhorst bringing the heat off the chicken wing of Davis in the back row. Taking her right onto the back line for serve now for Dallas. No real options. Pater's going to send this one over. Wernentin-Robinson looking for that angle, but unable to find it. That is definitely a couple of the calibration things that's sometimes harder to see on the camera at home. We're now playing on the big court. So sometimes when you're coming inside the court, the angles you're looking for, little different than muscle memory would have some of these girls thinking they've got. So it's one of those adjustments on the fly along with the entire format. Oh, the Monpa, Wernentin-Robinson. Pater wanted to take that, but she also wanted to set. That's a little one of those kind of free ball situations, but great job by Caitlin Wernentin-Robinson making the decision get made. And ultimately, no decision was made, and she'll get the free point as a result. Great short serve there from Marshall, and a great dig to back it up. Goes for that exact same shot. Lydia Smith off the block of Robinson. Pater gives her another shot. This time it's shut down. Wernentin-Robinson gets Smith's number. What a move, just absolutely battling on the net is Wernentin-Robinson. Little show and take. And the short serves by Marshall continue the unrelenting pressure. Coakley bailing St. Pete out of a tough spot there for a good side out point.
Both teams doing a great job of ending momentum early.
Yeah.
Really shutting down runs.
Arguably far better than both were doing set one. Set
Yes.
one, there was some free reign runs on those early game serving runs. Marshall goes back to Batenhorst. Batenhorst takes that one downtown, splits the seam of Davis and Pater. Marshall was hitting some short float serves, really getting Smith coming forward. Hitting those repeatedly is very impressive and causing a lot of problems. See if anyone else on Dallas is able to replicate that success. Coakley coming into the court, chasing that angle once again, but swinging wide.
Just like you were saying earlier, that serve and pass game, you can see the momentum shift from the service line on both teams. It's a great serve by Meg.
Little pop there to just kind of dissuade any movement on the side of Batenhorst. An immediate reaction from St. Pete. They need a timeout. They see that they are losing this one rather quickly, going down 2 points in a game that's been so back and forth. You get that 2-point lead opening up, and you got to slow this thing down. I think it's a brilliant timeout. We're going to take one quick break. We'll be right back in 1 minute to see how set two concludes. Well, a nice little water break for Dallas and maybe a bit of a team powwow, make some adjustments on the side of St. Pete. I think right now, we've talked about it time and time again. I think it really just comes down to that serve and pass. We do see that adjustment. Lydia Smith moved out of the serve receive. They bring Pater in. So this is what we saw yesterday. They've got a full match under their belt. This was the secret sauce, as it were, when they lost set 1 to Houston. This was the adjustment they made, worked out, won the match. So very comfortable. This is not some stretch in the strategy for St. Pete. Option on 2, 4 girls yelling go. No one made a move. Very heads up play from the side of Dallas. Maintaining their 2-point lead. Wernentin-Robinson targeting Davis. Marshall takes the dig. Klavitter to set. Smart sound swing in the middle back. Now Coakley takes her rip into the same spot. I do like from Wernentin-Robinson, she's having a lot of success forcing St. Pete out of system with going to that kind of right down the middle. With a 6-on-6, there's someone sitting there every time. 4-on-4, someone's got to make a decision. And when one of those 4 is your setter, they want to get out of there as quick as possible. So it's a good spot. It forces a little bit of adjustment. I like that spot from her so far. Batenhorst sends that one long, catches it a little bit outside her wheelhouse. And just like that, 17s apiece. Would not be surprised if Dallas takes a timeout here if this point goes against them. Off the tape, that one trickles. Side switch.
Hey, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Maybe enough of a breather, but I really think when you get ace like that, when you've already lost the 2-point lead, slow the game down. You are in a sprint to 3 points right now. You need to do everything you can to control the pace of the game here. Bounces off the tape. Opportunity for St. Pete. Chop shot down the line, picked up. Batenhorst needs to find one. Easy pickup for Davis. Coakley gets a chance. Coakley is dug. Another opportunity for Batenhorst, but she goes for the high line roll. She is at her very best when she is swinging power angle. Couple shots there, not quite going her way. Now down by 2 at 19-17. Michael, I think this timeout call now leaves Dallas a little bit backs against the wall. They basically have to be perfect.
Yeah, definitely 2 realms of thought. And it's like, do you play for the consistency and play a little bit safer with the shots, or do you come out firing and really risk it for the biscuit?
Yeah, and I think that we've seen it handled well in those out of system situations by Wernentin-Robinson. When she doesn't get the set or everything's a little bit chaotic, she's opting to attack that middle back seam that we already talked about. I think that would be a great shot there for Batenhorst. When she goes high line like that, she can miss wide right pretty easily down the line. And also if she goes deep corner, that's the shortest part of the court to her. The more she swings into that deep corner, she gives herself a lot more room to run, a lot more opportunities to just kind of buy some time. I think it's just the safer swing, and also it gets her swinging as opposed to that kind of wrist away, thumb down, roll shot, high line. So little preference from me, but we'll see how it plays out here.
I think it's rooted on a good history too. She had a great chopping corner to corner shot early that definitely confirms your theory. I like that.
Well, she's so tall that she can hit at a high point of contact. She can really challenge some of the shorter defenders and just make them make the play. That's all you want to do. Back into it here, Lydia Smith. There's the big challenge on the serve. She gets a free ball for it. Pater goes back to her, and she ends that one quick. Smith coming on to finish this game. Match point for St. Pete now, 20-17. Marshall took a little bit of a sand snack there, using that one to clearly she had plenty on her face, but again, it's all about the pacing of the game. Anything to tie your shoelaces, and when you don't have a shoelace on, you got to slow that one down. This one's a little house rule, no let serve on match point, so that is going to be reserved. it looks like. And it's not just set points, it is only match points, so we have not seen this come into effect yet. Klavitter with a good pass. A great block there from Smith. Taking Pater out. Option on 2. Heads up play by Davis. Dallas is in chaos mode right now. St. Pete with the option. Coakley off the block, deflected back by Batenhorst. Now Smith takes a swing, dug down the line by Klavitter. Another swing by Pater. St. Pete firing on all cylinders, but Dallas continues to scrap. Going back to Smith once again. This time Smith gets it done. St. Pete in 2.
All right, how about
That
a
is
hand for our Dallas
beautiful
squad here
finish
today?
For St. Pete, a great fight from Dallas. Huge to see them go down a 10-point loss set 1 and come back set 2. Really push that one the distance. What did you think about their performance overall, Michael?
I think the MVP of game is Lydia Smith, not only in serve receive, but on offense. Like, she was siding out so proficiently. I really think her and then Aurora Davis's service runs were really key to their win and definitely worthy of a finals appearance after that run.
Yeah, and it's going to be exciting. We said it earlier. They were the 7th seed overall coming into the quarterfinals, and this, just like that, they have punched a ticket into playing the winner of New Orleans versus Hermosa. This is an absolute battle of the Titans. That one's coming at you right after this. So we'll be back live here in about 10 minutes time. You'll want to tune in. Don't miss out to see who the final showdown will be, taking on this St. Pete winning team, taking down Dallas in 2.